We're here. We're online. Hi, Andy. How are you?
I'm great. Well, nice to meet you and speak to everyone here. My name is Andy Kropa. I'm a photographer. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I've also recently become a Google Glass explorer. So, uh, and actually, to your question, when you called just now, I had my computer open to Google. I had Glass sitting here on the desk, and your call was ringing in both places. So I just decided I would.
Oh,
Answer on the glass, and
yeah.
you might see what I'm seeing. Um,
Yeah. That's really quite incredible. Andy, what other things does glass do? What have you discovered?
uh, well, since getting the glass in July, there's the obvious feature of take a photo, and I can just go, OK, glass, take a photo, and that's. Let me try one more time. OK, glass, take a photo, and that's something I can share with you later.
Yep,
Um,
yep. So it seemed there was a couple of. Sometimes it doesn't quite pick up your commands. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a little touchy. It's sensitive, and at times you're not quite expecting it to be sensitive, and then will not pick up commands all the time on the first time either. So it's obviously a product they're still working out. It's
Yeah.
very much of a beta project, but this is what it looks like. As I'm sure you've seen the cameras here, and then this is a display, just a mirrored um, eyepiece back to a display that's very small, positioned in here. About 640 by 480 are the dimensions for that. I'm not exactly sure. I believe, yeah, there's a battery component. I'm not sure of the exact distribution, but there's clearly, separate pieces along here. Uh, this is actually the speaker that allows you to hear with bone conduction audio.
Right.
Um, so it makes less sound, but you can still hear it from there.
And
Um,
before you go on, Andy, this
sure.
this this fine young chap can't get away with it.
Thanks, Cameron. How are you, mate? How you
All
going?
right.
Ian Thompson is part of. Can you just a brief intro? This is
Yeah.
actually going to be used as part of my keynote. So
Oh,
say hello
fantastic.
to the world.
Hi, guys. My name's Ian Thompson. I work with the Education Training Directorate in the ACT, and I'm involved with sort of the Student Congress. So I'm a student connection, I suppose, if that makes sense. So,
And we're going to
yeah,
explore with Andy and the crowd how this may fit in the
we
bigger
certainly
picture
are.
over time.
We certainly are. Excuse me, I'm
Impromptu
I'm
going through.
stealing books in the background.
All
So
right.
great to meet you, and hi, everyone.
See,
Okay.
so Andy, sorry to interrupt there. And the so it's an a bone conducting audio device in the back,
Yep.
camera in the front, and is it a comfortable thing to wear?
Yeah, it's fairly comfortable. It's a titanium type of metal that's a little bit flexible on
Mm-hmm.
there, and pads for your nose. So it just kind of fits on. It doesn't feel much different than a regular pair of glasses. If you make a lot of use of it over time, you'll feel a little bit of heat on this back unit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only real kind of discomfort you might feel. On the very first day that you wear a glass, Google actually recommends that you kind of break into it because uh, the, the changes in your perception of how you look at the screen can at first be slightly disorienting, but that's nothing nothing scary about that or anything. It's just a relatively new experience.
Sure. Now, talking about new experiences, Andy, you're a photographer. You're a creative individual, and in your vocation and your practice and industry, how do you see glass playing a part in your industry? Give us an idea what it's done for you. Ah, we've
No
got other people
problem.
arriving.
Okay, another visitor. Let us in. Say hi.
Hi,
Hi there.
you.
My wife,
Very
Alex.
good. Very good indeed.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry
All
to
right.
interrupt.
Um, so we've got this special guest.
Special guest. That's it. This is fantastic. So as a photographer, how's it changed your industry?
Uh, well, coming into photography when I did, which was kind of at the tail end of the analog era, where I learned develop my own film to print my own pictures, spend a lot of time in the darkroom. I've kind of seen the tail end of that dovetailing into digital photography, and now I see a similar process happening, even though it's also digital. The technology that enables a smartphone to have a camera that's this small or similar to the camera on here. Um, this miniaturization plus the connectivity of devices is sort of a second wave, I think, now of revolutionizing photography and actually what the photographic image is going to mean to us going forward.
And look, for the audience, who I'm principally in this first instance going to address, but also for the nature of going forward in history and time. Andy, what other uses do you see for this particular digital eyewear technology? What sort of other industry areas could this be used in?
Well, I think the communication ability that glass or similar devices are going to bring is really going to change a few different industries. I might touch on one. You can consider law enforcement. There's a push in some jurisdictions for officers to operate on-body cameras that will, record their daily, daily beats and daily duties. And this is interesting because it's been found to really improve community relations among police and citizens. It's been found to increase officer accountability. But beyond just a law enforcement job, if you think of other jobs that require some type of accountability or have a strong back and forth communication element necessary to perform these functions, you can think of any other number of positions from, warehouse operators, making sure the right part is getting on the right shipment. You can think of jobs that are very procedural, that require kind of going through a certain list of steps, and maybe an augmented device can help assist people with those steps, or provide verification, or provide help from an outside source. You can consider how people may have fun with it as well, and the idea of being able to receive information just as you need it, the prompting, the kind of helpful guides and notes on your own life that kind of pop up right in front of you and allow you to operate more efficiently.
And speaking of which, Andy, you're part of. You've initiated a project, Hacking Alzheimer's. Can you give us a bit of a quick background on that project, and then we'll steer people to your project initiative.
Well, yes, since my mother passed away from Alzheimer's in 2011, I started to become interested in ways that visual communication can help someone with a memory difficulty, and how the photograph can instantly, without words or without describing a situation, can help bring back memory in a lot faster ways visually than other ways you could think of. So I've been investigating the technologies that have been around with this goal in mind, and also thinking about how the new technologies around eyewear may take this to a bit more sophisticated level, where you have point of view visual data to work from, which is a bit more accurate than other places you might wear a camera, if you're thinking of something along those terms. And also how it can improve the quality of life for someone who has trouble remembering something, being able to go back and look back through their day, pinpoint something that they might have forgotten, and use this collaboratively with their caregiver, who can also help in filling in missing gaps of memory by being privy to sort of a point of view stream of what the patient is seeing at the time.
Sure, sure. Look, Andy, very cognizant of time. I'm very, very appreciative of you joining the whole of the Asia Pacific region's inquiry around this particular technology, how it may play a place in industry assessment, educational practices, and in many other creative ways. And I really look forward to our connection in the future with being able to connect in a way that makes sense over time, over space, and as you say, at any time, really through a wearable technology. So I'm really appreciative of you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.